Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And today we are restoring and recharging with the bar and a chair and a box and our own body weight, but restoring with movements for strength, balance, and
endurance.
Anything you want, for anything you want. We'll start with the head, neck, the ribs. I'll be doing that, and Lauren will take it over with some ankles and three-way squats. You could stand, you could sit, you could assemble yourself in a nice squats position. And then with the hands at your sides, low effort at the head, neck, grow taller, chin in, crown of head high. From here, add a rotation. I'm looking over my right shoulder.
I'm looking over my left shoulder.
Chin towards sniffing the armpit, but today I might not even want to do that. Then chin to center. Then pull the chin down in center as you extend the neck to look up. Looking up at the ceiling, rotate to the other side. In this case, it's my left. And I'll go chin nod towards my armpit, avoiding the smell, and then chin down, resume looking straight ahead. Switch our direction to the left first this time. Slow to the left, then look up towards the ceiling. Slow and steady when your head neck is in center. Pull the chin down. From there, scrape across that collarbone or clavicle to look to the other side.
You know this makes us go the same
way. Then look up the wall to center, and then crown high, reset, nice and low. Let's repeat those same efforts through the rib cage. With the hands in tight, shoulder blades in retraction, squeeze your butt cheeks and push your feet out for tension and stability. Then the head can move with the body here as we rotate. From there, we'll side bend. I'm dipping towards that 4 o'clock position. Then up and around the back to center, and then pull down that rib cage, sternum to hips in center. From there, add our rotation, follow with our side bend, and then up and over to the back. In center, pull the rib cage back onto those hips. Same effort. Add the rotation. Find that back corner, but this time circle around to the front. And again, establish the tall posture. Then from here, rotate, followed by our side bend to the new corner, and then rounding to the front and extending back nice and tall. Add the little wiggle, add the reset, and from here, it's squat time with the ankles, knees, and hips.
Excellent. First, let's warm up our feet. Today, let's lift the toes off the floor, keeping the balls of the feet down and the heels, and spread your toes out nice and wide. You can look down at your feet if you want, but spread your toes out, trying to find space between every toe. Now, place your baby toes down, then your ring toes, then your middle toes, then your index toe, and then your big toe. Now, to be tricky, could you reverse it? Could you lift up your thumbs, toes, your index toe, your middle toe, your ring toe, and your baby toe, and then place all those down to the floor. From here, let's gently press those knees towards over toes, maybe just rocking side to side a little bit, and then extend those hips through pressing to tall. And repeat again. Feel that knees towards over toes, and then press through, extending those hips to tall. And last one, knees over toes, press through to tall, and then keep going up, finding a nice balance. Get to where you can with control, and then slow down. Nice. From there, squeezing the butts and turning out to that first position. Before we go anywhere, let's pull a foot off the floor, getting to that demi point, pushing straight down into the ball of the foot and the toes. Then use the toes to point. Gently add a flex over. Roll back through the toes, through the demi point. Heel comes down, hips extend. Other side. Feel the pull off the floor, trying to keep that inseam forward. Push some weight into that demi point. Feel it go up the leg. Then use the toes to point. Gently allow the toes to roll over. Come back to point, point. Demi, heel connects, hips extend. Then from here, pull the legs together so much your knees go over your toes, and press through to tall. Repeat again. Right now, we're that piece of bread in the toaster, trying to not to get burned on the front or the back. Last time, pulling yourself down.
Just lightly toasted.
Just toasted. And then press to tall and keep growing up to tall, tall, and then slow heels connect. From here, transfer weight onto a single leg, point the other leg just out to the side, and then toe ball heel it down. From there, let's feel the pull on the floor as we pull ourselves down, and then press away, hips extend. Repeat, feel the pull together, we're still in the toaster, and press to tall. And last time, feel that pull, and then drive down, pressing, hips extend through, push down into the floor to grow up, and then slowly descend with the knees straight. Point, close, shake.
Point, close, and shake.
Nice.
That sounds good. From here, I'll take it over with the shoulders, and Lauren will return to those hips. With your feet narrow, or wide, or seated, focus on this upper body. Elevate the shoulders as a shrug, and pull down. Then retract the shoulders together as if squeeze a pencil between your blades, and then keep the hands put, but round through the shoulders or protraction. Finish in retraction, squeezing that pencil. Same effort in the W shape. Low effort, shrug your shoulders. Then pull them down. Retract, pulling the shoulder blades together. Now keep the hands in the same place. The elbows might move forward as you protract through the shoulder. Finish in retraction. Next, extend the elbows to the T shape, palms up or facing forward. From here, elevate or shrug, pull down, retract, protract, rounding those shoulder blades around the rib cage, finish in retraction. For one more repetition, take the arms towards your safe overhead. That could be a Y shape. While here, elevate or reach out of those shoulder sockets and then pull down. Retract, you might already be there. And for one more repetition, protract or scoop those shoulder blades around to the front, stiffen elbows, retract shoulders, then pull the elbows back to the ribs. Now cramp up those biceps like a pretend karate chop, and then press those hands down to the hips like through heavy mud or wood or whatever medium is working for you, but feel tension on those arms. And then octopus arms, or just a little bit of a shaky, wiggle it out. We'll return to shoulders in a second. Until then, it's in those hips.
Excellent.
With Lauren.
You'll need a chair, an ottoman, a Chesterfield. Get it in front of you. Standing up tall, we're gently going to start with our Captain Morgan. So you're fairly close to your object. You're going to bend the single leg, bringing it through, keeping those hips level, and placing it on your step. From here, let's hike that hip up and then pull it down to level. Now let's tilt the tailbone or spill the punch forward, tilting the tail to the ceiling, and then tuck those pelvis hips under by squeezing your back cheek. With that back cheek squeezed and the hips now level, the back leg, standing leg is nice and ramrod straight. Let's push down into that front foot and pull on it without moving. So this leg is pulling in, this back leg is pressing forward. Feel that scissor action for 3, 2, and then relax but stay. Whew. Let's do that again. Bottom leg is nice and straight. Hip is slightly tucked under. Top leg is pushing down and pulling in. Feel that scissor action on the hips as you push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Relax and stay. Now for this next one, we'll straighten up that bottom leg, keep it tucked. We'll pull that top leg in the socket. Your foot is suctioned to the step for now, but pretend to lift it off the step. It's suction down, but pretend to lift. Then the suction lets go. Lift the foot and hold. But keep that back hip extended for 3, 2. Now keeping that knee nice and bent, brush it back to parallel quads, and then straighten underneath. Whew. Give that standing leg a little shake break, and then we'll switch, same thing on the other side. With those quads parallel, gently bend the knee. Then reach that leg through, placing it up onto your step. With that foot nice and flat, we'll hike the hip up again, and then pull it down. And then we'll spill the punch forward by tilting the tailbone to the ceiling, that anterior tip, and then posterior tip as we tuck under, squeezing that back cheek. We have level hips, our back leg is straight and extended. We'll push down with that front foot and pull it in as that back hip drives forward. Feel that scissor action for 3, 2, and then relax but stay. Whew. Repeat again. Bottom leg ramrod straight, hips slightly tucked under. Top leg pushing down and pulling in. Feeling that scissor in the hips for 3, 2, and then relax but stay. Last time. Bottom leg is ramrod straight. Top leg is suction to the step. Fake lift off, but think about lifting off that foot and then actually lift it off, keeping the knee bent. Brush it back to parallel. Straighten it out underneath. And then a little
shake. I believe we're taking these chairs and those balance aids off to the side.
hamstrings.
So see, I'm wrong. Sometimes and most times I'm wrong. Thank you, Lauren, for keeping me
50.
on the straight and narrow.
40, 60.
Let's explore a lunge position.
70,
so
30.
Step out into your high lunge. Split stance. Back foot heavy on the floor, slight flexion on that front knee. From there, let's take the leg that is to the back, the leg that's to the back, take that same arm to the front. Before we do anything else, are your shoulders and ribs square on the hips, or are we already on a rotation? Let's square up where the heart and sternum face forward, as do the hips. Now at the shoulder, protract reaching forward. It's likely we've already rotated, so fasten those seatbelts and really drive that action through the shoulder blade. Then retract through the shoulder. Repeat, protract forward. For me, as I reach with my right hand forward, I have to concentrate on keeping that left shoulder also forward. Then retract. For one more time, keep the seatbelt fastened, protract through that shoulder, feel that nice reach of the shoulder blade reaching around the rib cage, finish in retraction, step through, assemble together. A little bit of a shake. Make sure the space is clear and do the same thing on the other side. High splits.
Make sure the space
is clear. So you have our high split stance, hips are forward, and where are those shoulders to start? In this case, I need to fasten my seatbelt, my right shoulder towards my left hip. With my left leg back, my left arm will be placed forward. At that armpit, wrap the scapula or shoulder blade around the body by trying to reach forward. Did you stay square? Then retract. Create that opportunity to check in on where square is forward, and then from that power in the armpit, reach forward. From the stability of your core, stay square. Retract the shoulder blade again. Our final repetition, core engaged, shoulders on top of those hips, protract, reaching that left or your arm forward, finish in retraction, and then leg down, together, and shake. Thank goodness Lauren was here, so we kept our apparatus handy. Your Chesterfield, your Ottoman, or your low step hamstring stretch is next.
Standing behind your box, we'll approach the same way. You're back a little bit further this time. Bend a single leg, keeping those hips level. Let's bring a leg up and let it land on that step in front of you. Right away, let's first hike a hip, then pull it down. Pull the foot a little bit towards you, almost drag it into its socket. Now from there, gently anterior tilt or spill the punch bowl forward. Like if your hips are a ball of punch, you're spilling the punch out of your belly button. And then tuck under, scooping that punch bowl back to level. One more time, we'll anterior tip. And then from there, drag that foot a little bit more. Pull the foot to the shin in your dorsiflex position. And that should already feel in that hamstring. If you needed a little bit more, you'd keep your spine nice and long, push your hips back behind you, and stay long. Stay neutral in that low back or that slight tilt. Feel that length through the hamstrings. From here, could we externally rotate the leg in the socket, so rotating the femur open, and then back to center, and then trying to do a little bit of that internal rotation, and then back to center. Stand by pushing those hips forward. We'll drag that foot up off the step, bend the knee, and extend underneath. Repeat on the second side. Knee bends, leg comes up, places on the step. First thing, hike the hip, pull it down. Spill the punch bowl forward, tuck it under. Now tilt it back one more time or spill forward. So we have that slight anterior tip, and then drag the foot on a step a little bit closer to you. With that slight tilt forward, we're going to gently add that hinge a little bit, but we have a nice ramrod straight spine. We're holding this, breathing, probably feeling a lot of length coming through that hamstring. And then we'll add our external rotation so that inseam tries to face up, back to center, and then gently trying to rotate in. Come back to a neutral place, so kneecap facing the ceiling, the dorsiflex foot, one last little tip back, and then drive the hips forward, bend the leg, bringing it up, brushing it underneath, and straightening it out. Now you can move your step off to the side.
Those little bits can go a long way to help that mobility and stretch and strength for the hamstring. Check out the small stuff first, and then we can work to the bigger stuff. From here, the bigger stuff could include some of our movement clocks. Lauren will take us through our first set and then our second set, and I'll be responsible for our folding and planking habits today.
All right, feet start underneath you. First set of the clock, we go back to that peel off the floor. So feel that heel pull off the floor. Then flick, point the toes, point in front, toe ball, heel land. Right here, get the scissor action happening first. So you're pulling your legs together without moving, and then you're pushing forward so much so you press yourself back to tall. Repeat on the other leg. Peel the foot up off the floor, point it to noon, toe ball, heel, soft land. Back heel stays heavy. First, get the tension by pulling together, then pushing away and back to tall. Back to the first leg. Peel the foot up off the floor. Open the knee to 10 or 2. Point it. Land toe ball, heel. Feel the pull together underneath. And then the press away as you push back. Second side. Peel off the floor. 10 or 2 o'clock. Point. Toe ball, heel, land. Hips are forward, back heel's heavy. Feel the pull together. And then the press away to center. First leg. Knee front. Hips stay level and square forward. Knee opens to the side. Point it out. Toe ball, heel, land. Once you're here, pull, pull, pull. You feel adductors on both legs. And then push away. Get that tension right from the beginning. Pull the foot up off the floor. Open to 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Point. Toe ball, heel, land. Feel that pull tension. Then the push tension as you press to center. Last 2 each side. Knee front. Knee open side. Rotate on that standing leg to the new corner. Point. Toe ball, heel, land. Again, gather it up by pulling underneath you. And then pushing away, under. Back to that second leg, open the knee to the side, then rotate on the standing leg, pointing it to the new corner, toe ball, heel, land. Feel the pull underneath, and then the push away from center. And last 2, this time we bend the knee, keeping the quads parallel. Don't take a big step, just toe ball, heel behind you, hips level. You might have to drag that front leg in. Feel the pull. And then push to come back up. Last time, quads parallel, flick bend, toe ball heel, hips staying level, pull together underneath you, then push away and under. Woo!
Excellent. In our kettlebell practice, we love the hinge. The hinge is our hips going back. In our bodyweight practice, we love to explore that fold. It's where the hips stay over top of those feet as much as possible. Starting with your head, neck, and the light extension looking up to the ceiling, tuck your chin. Retract your shoulder blades and slowly pull the rib cage, flexing the spine onto the hips. If the knees need to bend, do it in a fashion that the hips stay over those feet as we continue to flex or explore through the rib cage. If allowed, then extend or straighten through the knees and take a breath. Maybe another one in and out. Then pull the belly button to spine, engage the core and the erectors of the back, squeeze your bum, and return to our nice tall stack. Finish looking up to the ceiling in extension. Then moderate chin tuck again. Start the top to bottom as we fold. Let's pull those shoulder blades back. And if you really wanted a challenge, try doing this while standing against a wall. Take your time. Flex yourself to your low position. Then bend the knees a little bit, hands to the floor, and end up on 6 points, being hands, knees, and feet. Now that we're down here, check in on that wrist extension. But then press the floor away, extend the hips, and shake it out. Let's make fists, like gorillas here, fists onto the ground. From here, let's flex over the wrist so the back of the hand could approach towards the floor. Then push the knuckles in the floor to bring the wrist back to a stacked position. Repeat on the other side. If this is really a rich or crazy exercise for you, maybe do it against the wall, but slowly press into the floor to bring the wrist back. A couple more times each side. Easy does it, flex over. Then push the back of the hand into the floor to peel the hand away from the ground. And other side, same thing. Keep the elbow straight and the shoulder pack. The hand does not need to get to the floor, but where it does get to, bring it back with strength. One more time. Easy on the flexion over. Push the knuckles of the back of the hand into the ground to return to your fist. And last repetition here. Easy on the over and push back to our wrist. Then finish with the fingertip flick. Shake it out. And then from here, any way you want to come up, we'll explore our toe squat progression. From here, with the hands or without, we would push back towards our tippy toes in our toe squat, or a little support out the back. Then with the toes down, the heels off, could we stand up nice and tall, just like Lauren had us in the warm-up, and then, slowly return, heels to the floor with our little bit of a shake. Just one more time for that movement clock. Another variation, take it away.
All right, feet are back underneath you. This time, instead of our reaching leg bending, our standing leg is going to bend. So we'll take a foot off the floor. We'll point it. Actually, let me do that again. We're going to go knee towards over toe of your standing leg and pointing the other leg long. So the straight leg that's reaching out front is just a light tap. And as you pull it underneath, try to keep it nice and straight. Let's stay on the same leg for this. So knee towards over toe, point to 10 or 2 on the clock, and then straight leg zip in. Knee towards over 2, tap to 9 or 3. Again, light tap and pull back under. Then reaching out to the side or 8 or 4 o'clock tap and drive to tall, extending those hips. And one last time, you have to roll over your foot, reach to 6 o'clock, tap, and roll back up to tall. Other side. Knee towards over toe. You're only reaching as far as you can to keep these hips versus twisting or rotating open. And then all the way tall, straight leg under. Knee towards over toe. Tap 10 or 2 and drive to tall. Knee towards over toe. Tapping out to the side and pulling under to tall. Knee over toe, 8 or 4 o'clock, light tap and under. And last one, rolling over the foot, reaching out the back, knee over toe, and then all the way through, keeping that leg straight and tall. Nice. Bent leg movement clock.
Bent leg movement clock. Working towards those pistol squats for those who are interested or curious to know what that's about. Maybe join us, Exhibit Lauren, or join us on Tuesday, 4:05 for perhaps some versions of that. Okay, it's time to get to the floor. So let's do our fold. The fold to the floor includes the chin tuck, the shoulders retract, push your feet out into the ground for more tension. Then flex, meaning rounding that spine onto the hips. Encourage those knees to stay straight. Then from here, let's go hands to the ground, 6 points, meaning the knees, and then we'll establish our planking tension here. Either move your hands forward, then lean forward, or move your legs back and assemble in your modified plank position like me, or your high planks position like Lauren. Thinking left to left without moving, create high tension by pulling your left hand with a straight elbow and your left knee together. Ooh, feel that left side politely light up with tension and strength. Then relax. Tuck under those hips a hair, perhaps. Let's repeat that effort, Lauren, on the other side.
That was like 15 seconds up
Pull
there.
the right hand to the right knee. It might be the right foot if you're on your full plank, but if you're modified like me, it's to the knee. Then relax your tension. Return your knees to the floor. Can you repeat that, but both sides? Establish your plank position, tuck under those hips, and for 10, 9, pull those hands and knees together. Breathe, butt squeeze for 3, 2, easy off, then push the floor away. Extend the hips through to a tall kneel and shake. We'll do one more time on our plank tension. This time, think X. It's that X pattern across the body. Again, from a modified position like me, or a high planks position like Lauren, let's pull your left hand to your right hip or right foot for 4, 3, 2, relax. High tension, low movement or no movement, but increase the tension between the hand and your foot through the core.
On the other side,
and
right?
And relax. Let's go knees down. And if you need the child's pose, let's keep the tailbone tipped to the ceiling. From there, establish your planks position. And the last time, now it's the full X. Pull your right hand to your left hip and then your right hip to your left hand. Continue this X pattern pulling for 5, 4, breathing, and easy on the off. Then push the floor away through the hands. And then with or without those hands, let's get back to our toe squat. And then stand up on those toes, hips through, and slowly return the heels to the floor. Following that, with a little shake and a little wiggle. We'll continue with slow sets of push-ups for tension and strength in conjunction with Lauren's beautiful weight transfers.
All right, time to transfer our weight. Let's work on our lateral weight transfers and then we'll work on our front back transfers. So with your feet under you, starting you in first position, turning out. Point a leg to the side and then toe ball heel land. Don't make this too wide, you might have to adjust. First, feel the pull together with the straight legs. Pull so much you come down to a partial squat. I want you to try to stay the same height this whole time. So as you push one leg away, you're gonna drift knee towards over toes, keeping those hips extended. Then on that straight leg, feel the pull on the straight leg. You pull so much your knee will start to bend, and then you'll press yourself over. Again, hips are forward. Roof on your head. Pull on that straight leg. Staying that same height as you press over. This time, press so much you end up pointing your foot, and just the toes, tip of the toe is touching the floor right now. You should feel energy shooting out that leg, the hips are forward, and that glute is starting to light up. Then place the foot on the floor, toe ball heel, start pulling to pull yourself across, and then press over. Hips forward, get to that full toe point. Feel that glute fire up, the kneecap pull up for 3, 2, then toe ball heel, pull yourself across. Push those hips forward, get to that full toe point. As allowed, let's engage that glute. Lift the straight leg slightly off the floor. Feel that tension for 3, 2, place it down, toe ball heel. Again, start that pull and then push hips forward. Get the full leg straight, tension in the glute, then slight lift off the floor. 3, 2, one more time each side. Pull yourself across, hips forward. Get to that nice toe point. Transfer the weight fully. As allowed, push into the floor, straightening the leg, but try to keep that inseam forward on the other leg. Then knee goes back over the toe. Toe ball heel, pull yourself across and then push. One last time, we're over here. Full transfer of weight. Drive down to extend, hips still forward, inseam forward. Then knee over toe. Toe ball heel to center. Once in center, drive down to stand up to tall. And shake.
Shaking it out. Returning to the floor. Can we do that toe squat this time to get down? It puts together Lauren's toe squat warm up from the beginning, where we start with flat feet and encourage those knees to go over toes. Then from there, the heels could pull up away from the floor, down, and with the hands like me, or without like Lauren, get those knees down and hips through. This time in our push-ups, or planks position, taking it to our push-up, 10 seconds on the down. Grip the floor.
So push up.
And whether that's from your modified position here, or your high plank, we're doing a 10-second negative push-up. Squeeze your bum, brace your core. Think of that plank strategy from before. Railroad tracks and X's through the middle, and take 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your bum, tuck a chin, and come down with no crash. From here, we could get our elbows in tight and press ourselves back and assemble again, like me, or like Lauren, do a full push-up. Yeah. Let's repeat that one more time. Challenge yourself from the modified or the additional challenges from the full plank, and 10, 9. Squeeze your bum. What about that X plank? What about the railroad tracks? For 3, 2, and 1. If we choose the full push-up, let's tuck under those hips and press as a full unit. Then tip your tailbone to the ceiling. Walk your hands towards feet, enjoying that stretch. And maybe you have to bend the knees, and then straighten the knees, and then round or fold. Reverse the fold. Back up to tall.
Unfold.
Unfold and shake. Returning to the weight transfers with Lauren.
This time we're going to work on our forward backwards weight transfer. So we'll start the same way, which was in that first position. And then we're going to point a leg to the side and then take that leg to the front, toe ball heel. I have my heels just crossed and not too far away from me. So with those flat feet down, feel how you could push off your back foot and find a balance on your front foot. Feel that transfer, holding for 3, 2, then accept the floor out the back with a toe, ball, heel, push off the front foot, transferring weight to that back foot and holding for 3, 2, 1. Now toe ball, heel, let's come to 2 feet, drive down into the floor and find a 2-foot balance, holding. Kneecaps pulled up, hips forward. Now keep those knees nice and straight as your heels come back down. As allowed, we're going to practice our balances now up on our tiptoes. You might have a chair beside you or in space. Push down to go up. Push off the back foot to find a front foot balance. As allowed, take that back foot off the foot floor and hold for 4, 3, 2. Then that back toe ball is going to come down and you're going to push off the front foot, finding a back-legged balance and holding for 4, 3, 2. Then you'll find 2 feet with your knees nice and straight, heels will come down. You'll push off your front foot to the back leg and pull the front leg back underneath. Take a second, then switch sides. Other leg goes side. It draws a quarter circle to the front, toe ball, heel. First, flat foot balances. Push off the back foot, feeling that weight transfer and balancing on your front leg for 3, 2, and then toe ball, heel. Push off the front foot, driving to that back leg and holding, trying to stay square forward for 3, 2, toe ball, heel. Push down into the floor to go up, finding your 2-legged high balance here for 3, 2, both knees stay straight, come back down. We'll progress that by going back up and then pushing off that back leg and finding that front leg transfer and holding for 4, 3, 2, then toe ball that back foot, push off your front foot, stack the weight, feel that glute engage, kneecap pull up and hold for 4, 3, 2, then toe ball that front foot down. You're in between 2 feet now. Knees stay straight, descend. Push off off the front foot and pull the leg back underneath. Whoo. Woo.
There we go. This is our progression for push-ups. Lauren and I, by request in those audience, are going to add a repetition to our push-ups each week until we can't add another one.
Yeah, I don't know how many more weeks I have.
This week, the number is 22. What's your number for your safely approached ultimate number of push-ups? This will be our last set. Or revisit those slow cadence push-ups for 1 or 2. We'll fold to the floors. No, we won't. We're going to toe squat to the floor and a set of push-ups once we're there. Knees over toes. Peel those heels off. Toe squat. Knees to the floor. Extend the hips through.
Whew.
Get ready for it.
Mentally prepared.
A big number. So either it's slow cadence, focusing on that tension and control, or safely approach your ultimate number of maxed reps push-ups for today. 22, Lauren. Here we go. Hands on the ground. High plank or from your modified position like knees. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2. Full tension. That's number 10. 11. Bum squeezed. Pull down. Pull down and push. I hope Lauren's keeping track.
18.
Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Also got really hungry by 20.
20 and the hunger sets in.
A second.
We're getting up. From here, let's get to the tall kneel position.
We're getting up.
Then tuck the toes. And press to the toe squat. Assemble tall.
I'm coming.
And return the feet to the floor. The heat is on, but return those feet to the floor.
The heat is on.
For one last exercise here today, let's revisit the rotations through the head and the rib cage. And to do that, I'll have my nice wide stance. Hands across the body, easy does it, chin tuck in. From there, rotation. I chose the right direction. Then rotate the torso. Can you do that with the hips staying forward? Then keep the torso there, but return the head, neck to center. Then let that body follow. Repeat to the other side. Push your feet out for tension, crown head high as you rotate. The hips stay forward, rotate through the torso. Keep the torso there, head to return center, body to follow. One last time. Chin tuck in, rotate. The shoulders squeeze, particularly the shoulder opposite the direction you're going. In this case, I'm going to the right, so keep that left shoulder blade back. The body stays, the head returns. Then the body catches up to square. Last repetition, the chin tuck rotation. Shoulders stay in retraction as we rotate. Then keep the body there. Return the head to center. And let that body follow and shake and wiggle it out. That movement concludes today's practice of restore and recharge. Those push-ups definitely have charged me up for whatever is next.
I don't know how many weeks left I have of that. Maybe like 2 or 3.
Just gotta add 1.
Yeah, but that 22 was whew.
So Lauren is right. You can't always go up, but revisiting those basics, like our weight transfers, keeps us grounded in our approach. And if you wanted 25 push-ups, let us know. We'll send a program to you to help you get there.
Or stay tuned for 3 more weeks.
We'll be here for 3 more weeks and join us. So my name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Together we stay strong with our bars and bells.
We train soon,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, online at 8 a.m. to play around with our strength from crawling to planks to single leg balances tomorrow, which is going to be great, and maybe a little bit of handstand fun at the end. And then the morning routine. Do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon, do it in the evening. There's no other times, but
Any
you
time
have
of day.
all the time to do that.
Yeah.
Until then, take care, stay strong, and we'll train soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.